The music video bugs me for a few reasons. First of all, kids, really? I mean, I don't even have to... I was just about to say I don't even have to touch on that, but I don't even have to touch on that.
Hey guys, RanterInShades here, exercise my First Amendment rights vlog style, and it's time for another episode of What's Wrong With...
What's wrong with me? You wanna know what's wrong with me? I can ask you the exact same thing. What's wrong with me?
Today we're talking about the king of pop himself, Michael Jackson. That label doesn't go unwarranted because he's responsible for some of the best pop music ever created. He got his start in a family band known as the Jackson 5, and he was the youngest member. But it was because of his involvement in this family band that he never felt he actually had a childhood. Thanks, Joe. But that was a thing throughout the 70s until our man Michael went solo. Like I said, he's responsible for some of the best pop records of all time. His album Thriller is still to this day the #1 best-selling album of all time. Obviously, there's no correlation between sales and quality, but it's for sure his best album. I mean, come on. You got the title track with that legendary music video, Billie Jean, PYT, Pretty Young Thing, The Girl Is Mine, his duet with Paul McCartney, and of course my personal favorite, Motherfucking Beat It, featuring Eddie fucking Van Halen playing one of the coolest guitar solos of all time. You also have multi-platinum and even diamond albums like Off the Wall, Bad, and Dangerous that feature so many memorable songs that have stood the test of time. All that funky instrumentation, catchy hooks, it's awesome shit. He's one of those artists that managed to never fall out of popularity in the 90s and 2000s with the cultural shift going on, and that's cool as shit. He also guest starred in one of the most iconic classic Simpsons episodes, Stark Raving Dad, where he plays a fat white mental patient who thinks he's Michael Jackson.
Put him in with the big white guy who thinks he's the little black guy.
And we also have that mega heartwarming ending with the Happy Birthday Lisa song. MJ was actually a big fan of The Simpsons. He actually wrote Do the Bartman, and as much as this was totally earned, I'm a bit iffy on this episode that we'll get to when we debunk the flack. Kinda. This is not gonna go over well. Well, for starters, he dangled his sun blanket out of his window and pretended like he could fly. I don't know what made this guy think he could raise children if this is what he does for fun with them. There's also the issue of him fucking betraying his race, which I totally have the right to say as a white person. You gotta love the lesson that teaches black kids, that white people are better and that the only way they can achieve the best in their lives is if they just alter their skin pigmentation, whatever. I always hated that about Michael Jackson. And like, as much as Bad has great songs on it, like the title track, Smooth Criminal, The Way You Make Me Feel, Man in the Mirror, and Dirty Diana, I hate looking at that album cover because of what it represents. It's almost like the album is self-aware of how bad Michael Jackson is for selling out like this. Then there's the reason I'm sure you clicked on this video. Michael Jackson is a kid toucher.
The kid in me likes the frosted side, but the grown-up in me likes the kid in me.
He's no different than the likes of Ian Watkins and Davi Vanity outside of being more famous than the both of them combined. There's this documentary called Leaving Neverland that features these really damning testimonies from these guys Wade Robson and James Safechuck, and it's really eye-opening. There's this guy on YouTube, Razorfist, or The Rageaholic, fucking pick one already, you jackass. He has a whole series of videos trying to debunk all the allegations against Michael Jackson, even roping his niece and nephew into a stream where he tries to debunk the documentary, and it's just a massive cringe fest. It's so embarrassing. He doesn't know what he's talking about, he doesn't do any research beyond some very biased sources, and just in general, he's such a mean person. He sounds like he's really just angry at how much the evidence stacks up against him, and he doesn't want to have to admit that his favorite pop idol is a piece of shit, so he stretches to find every possible way to sound justified in still liking MJ, but ends up looking like such a dumbass. Shouldn't be a surprise at all, considering he was part of a National Socialist black metal band that sounds like it was recorded in a washing machine, so he totally has ground to speak on these matters, right? I also want to talk about this other guy on YouTube, the mysterious Mr. Enter, who should really exit. You see what I did there? I said he should exit because his name's Mr. Enter. He has all these videos complaining about cartoons like they're the worst issues going on in the world, but he also has some videos in a series called Admirable Animations, and he actually had the fucking gall to make one on that Simpsons episode I mentioned earlier, Stark Raving Dad, to coincide with it rightfully getting taken off the air and pulled from streaming services. Honestly, Matt Groening and anybody from Fox should be ashamed of themselves for allowing Michael Jackson to taint an otherwise classic show like The Simpsons. Fuck, I can hardly watch season 3 of the show anymore because of how much that episode ruins it. And that sucks because there's some classic fucking episodes in that season like Flaming Moe's, Homer at the Bat, Homer Defined, When Flanders Failed, and Radio Bart, which also has a reference to that piece of shit song We Are the World, aka Virtue Signaling the Song, where Michael Jackson ropes a bunch of celebrities in to be all like, look how much we care about the starving kids in Africa. Idiots, the both of them, Razorfist and Mr. Enter. I used to be a big fan of both of them, but defending Michael Jackson got them both to lose all my respect. And the same goes for anyone that's gonna come to this video and be like, what about separating the art from the artist? Look, if you want to defend pedophiles, just say so. Listening to Michael Jackson, no matter how great of songs he's made, is an act of being pro-pedophilia, and I hope you're happy with that. God, Michael Jackson fans are so fucking delusional. They're the worst fan base ever. I know I've complained about Slayer fans, AC/DC fans, Radiohead fans, etc. for how annoying they are, but Michael Jackson fans take the cake. You people disgust me. So, you want to know what's wrong with Michael Jackson? Simple. Watch Razorfist's videos and educate yourself. The link is in the description. I'm Shades, and I'll see you next time.